There comes a time in every woman's life when she looks in the mirror and realizes she's done begging to be appreciated. She's done over-explaining. She's done settling for half-hearted energy. And what happens next? A glow up, but not the kind they expect. This isn't about skincare or new lashes. This is the glow up where you become so emotionally unavailable to anything that drains you that people start asking what happened to her. And the answer is she finally met herself, and she's not going back. When they took you for granted. Let's be real. We've all had moments where we gave too much, too quickly, too freely, and too desperately. We stayed when we should have walked. We answered texts in 0.4 seconds, just to be ignored for hours. We overgave, over-explained, overcompensated. And guess what? The more you gave, the less they respected it. You became their emotional Amazon Prime, fast, free, and always available. But let me tell you something that being kind is beautiful, but being accessible to everything and everyone, that's emotional people-pleasing in a pink dress. The silent glow-up is the most dangerous one. There's a version of you that doesn't over-explain, doesn't chase closure, doesn't text back instantly, and doesn't get triggered when someone pulls away. Because now, Nema, you've pulled back too, but with elegance. You don't block them. You just become algorithmically invisible. No more story views, no more heart reacts. You're just vibing in your new bathrobe, drinking lemon water, looking emotionally expensive. And they notice. Oh, they notice. Because they were feeding off the version of you who believed you had to earn love. But now you've realized love isn't something you hustle for. It's something that meets you where you already love yourself. The psychology behind being taken for granted. Psychologists call it Hideonication. Basically, when people get too used to having you around, they stop seeing your value. You could be the whole ocean, and they'll still act thirsty. Meanwhile, Karen, who only texts back twice a week and posts cryptic quotes, is being chased like she's the last oat milk latte on Earth. Why? Because value isn't just about being good. It's about being rare, uncommon, selective. Glowing doesn't mean doing more. It means doing less and meaning more. Things you'll never do again after this glow up. Here's a checklist of things you'll leave behind in your pre-glow up era. Over-explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. Saying yes when your body is screaming no. Competing for attention you don't even want. Giving your time to people who wouldn't clap if you won the Nobel Peace Prize. And here's what you're doing instead. Holding space for yourself. Romanticizing the little things. Giving energy only where it flows back. Walking away even when it hurts. Because your peace costs too much to discount. This glow up? It's not about becoming unrecognizable to others. It's about finally recognizing yourself. And trust me, the ones who took you for granted, they'll feel it. Not because you said anything, but because you stopped saying everything. Before the glow up, your identity was built on one thing: being needed, being wanted, being chosen. You thought, if I'm good enough, available enough, soft enough, then they'll stay. But here's the plot twist no one warned you about. Being constantly needed isn't love. It's emotional codependency in a velvet dress. The woman you're becoming? She doesn't chase, she attracts. Because her energy is built on overflow, not overextension. She doesn't ask, am I too much? She asks, is this environment too little for me? You want to stop being taken for granted? Here's the secret. Start being gently unavailable. To people who drain you. To things that confuse you. To energy that doesn't multiply you. Unavailability is sexy. Emotionally, energetically, even digitally. You know what's hotter than a perfect selfie? A woman who doesn't explain why she left the group chat. You don't need to ghost anyone. Just slowly start replacing your "sorry I can't" with silence. Replace your people-pleasing with preferences, your over-explaining with elegance. Let your new standards say it all. There's a quiet, radiant power in women who stop performing for love, who walk into rooms without needing to be seen, because they already see themselves. Feminine energy isn't about being passive, It's about being receptive. It's the art of knowing what you're worth and then acting like it. You don't chase, you attract, but only what's aligned. You don't force love, you flow with it. You don't settle for attention, you wait for presence. Psychological anchors that keep you glowed up. Let's talk psychology for a second. You know why people take others for granted? Because of something called familiarity bias. The more they see you, the more they expect you. The solution? Become unpredictably graceful. Not inconsistent, just selective. Respond slowly, show up rarely, glow consistently. Let mystery be your perfume. Let absence do the talking. Let energy speak before words ever do. Daily habits of women who are never taken for granted. Saying no without guilt. Not replying until you feel like it. Not when they expect it. Going out alone. Radiating peace instead of needing people. Pausing before reacting. Dressing up for yourself, not for anyone's gaze. Keeping something sacred, your energy, your space, your time. And yes, she drinks water, minds her business, and reapplies lip gloss like it's a ritual. Not because she's vain, because she loves herself visibly. The people who took you for granted will feel it. The funny thing is, the people who once overlooked you, they'll come back. Not because they've changed, but because your energy has. They'll scroll past your new softness, your peace, your glow, and feel an ache they can't name. That ache is loss. Not of you, but of the version of you they could access for free. But here's the part they'll never understand. You didn't glow up to make them regret it. You glowed up to finally meet yourself, and she was worth every boundary you had to build. So no, you'll never be taken for granted again. Not because you're loud about it, but because you've become the woman who knows. Her peace is non-negotiable. Her glow is internal. Her presence is a privilege. This is only the beginning. 3. The era of emotional self-worth. Building a glow-up that sticks. Healing the relationship with yourself. You've cut people off. You've built boundaries, you're glowing. But here's the question nobody asks. Now that the noise is gone, do you even like the silence? Because glow-ups aren't just about removing toxic people. They're about healing the toxic things we said to ourselves when they were around. You can't fully bloom until you stop punishing yourself for being the version of you that tolerated less. Forgive her. She only wanted love. She only knew what she was taught. And now, you're teaching her something better. How to attract aligned relationships without chasing. You've heard this before. You attract what you are. But let's go deeper. You attract what your nervous system believes is safe. So if chaos was love growing up, guess what you'll unconsciously seek? People who ignore your needs, ghost you, breadcrumb you, but feel familiar. And then you're wondering why Ben from Tinder takes 6 days to reply and you're still planning his birthday brunch in your head. Girl. Here's the fix. Start rewiring your nervous system to believe peace is safe. That being respected isn't boring. That love that's consistent is actually, sexy. Because it is. You don't want love that gives you butterflies. You want love that gives you a nervous system reset. The type that feels like coming home, not surviving a hurricane. How to become magnetic without trying. There's a version of you that walks into a room and doesn't need to prove anything. She doesn't post for validation. She doesn't obsess over the text that never came. She is magnetic, not because she's perfect, but because she's present. You know what makes a woman magnetic? Quiet confidence, mystery, selective vulnerability, and joy. Unapologetic, embodied joy. Imagine being so emotionally healed you don't even flinch when they leave you on red. You just sip your lemon water, pet your cat, and put on a face mask that costs more than their emotional maturity. Your aura is the final glow up. Aura is the unspoken language of how you feel about yourself. It's not your outfit. It's not your face. It's the way you exist in a room. After this glow up, your aura changes because your energy no longer begs for love. It assumes it. You carry yourself like a woman who knows. She is the table. She is the piece. She is the prize, and she is no longer up for negotiation. 4. Your quiet revenge is your beautiful life. The art of quiet revenge. Let's talk about revenge. Not the kind with screaming, crying, or burning bridges. That's too easy, too expected, and honestly, not even worth your mascara. Your real revenge? It's becoming the version of you they never saw coming. The woman who stopped performing, who healed, who no longer needs to be chosen, because she finally chose herself. You don't clap back. You level up in silence. You don't wish karma on them. You are the karma. And you show up in the form of your peace, your glow, your unbothered aura. The most powerful women don't explain. They just evolve. Their life becomes the proof. Their peace becomes the boundary. Their glow becomes the answer. Picture it. You, walking alone in your power. Hair blowing, phone dry, mind clear. Your energy so rare, they'll look for it in everyone else and never find it again. The woman you've become. She's not angry. She's not bitter. She just finally knows what she's worth. And that kind of clarity, it's magnetic. It's intoxicating. It's permanent. Because once you've tasted emotional peace, once you've healed your inner child, once you've walked away from places that drained you, there's no going back. So here's what I need you to remember. You didn't glow up for them to notice. You glowed up for you to never forget who you are again. And now they don't have access. Not because you're cold, but because you're warm. Only where it's safe to be soft. Your story isn't over. It's just getting quietly powerful. You were never too much. You were simply with people who were never ready for your depth. This is your quiet era, your romantic era, your I finally get it now era. And from here on out, you'll never be taken for granted again. Because the version of you who allowed it, she's gone. And in her place is someone unforgettable. Comment I if you're stepping into your softest, strongest, most sacred self. Subscribe if you're ready to rise quietly and beautifully.